Hey, what's up, guys? This is Kitchen Confidence, and I'm doing a surprise stream for this Wednesday night. I wasn't able to do a weekly video, so you know what? I decided why not do a stream, and here I am. We're gonna do one right now, making a little bit of a jalapeno chicken with bacon stir fry. Really easy, really quick, nothing too fancy about it, so let's just dive right in. Alright, so what I'm using to flavor our stir fry is just going to be jalapeno, onions, and garlic. I'm going to use some bacon and chicken as the proteins, but this pretty much is going to be the bulk of the ingredients right here. I'm not going to do anything too fancy with it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to prep up this jalapeno. I don't want to make it too spicy where it's going to be too too hot to eat. So all I'm doing right here is I'm going to cut these across into little rings. And all these seeds are going to add some heat. So I'm not going to use all of that. I'm just going to take these jalapeno rings and then leave some of these seeds out of it. And that'll tone down the heat a little bit. It's still going to be spicy, but not overwhelming. So this will be enough to give that jalapeno flavor to our stir fry and not take over, because we still want some of the garlic and the onion to give their flavor to this dish as well. Alright, you see there's a lot of seeds right here, and I'm just going to pick these up and place them over, kind of tap it out, get some of those seeds to fall off because we don't want all of it. And we're just going to set that aside, and then I'm going to clean up my cutting board real quick. Cut up these onions. Probably use half of the onion, but see, look at that. All of that right there, that's heat. And I'm not going to use all of that. I don't want it to be, I want the flavor and I want some heat. I don't want to get too much of that. So we're just going to get rid of it. Okay. Now, our onion, just going to trim this top off, turn that around, trim the root end off, stand it up. I like to actually stand it up so I have the root end up top. That way I can visibly see where I'm going to cut and try to get a nice even cut. My knife is stuck into the onion. I'm putting the tip of my knife down because now I've got a nice anchor point. This makes it much safer for me to bring the weight of my hand down on the onion and cut through, and limiting my risk of having an accident and cutting myself. So, hey, what's up, Ben? How you doing, man? Look at you jumping across the internet, the interwebs. How many gigs you got left to just work through right now? Have you made any headway? Okay, yeah, I think I'm just gonna use half of the onion. So right now, here's the root end. This is keeping the entire onion together. So what I'm just gonna do is cut at an angle to remove this root end. So now all of these are going to come apart individually. I've used a bit of trickery and come to the YouTubes for this one. So again, we're just going to julienne this. So I'm going to follow the ribs. I'm cutting along these ribs and getting some nice julienne for our dish. So having this now where the ribs are facing me, I'm gonna put my knife tip down. Like I said before, you anchor that down, and then I'm just gonna rock the knife like this. Only 6 videos left, damn. Nice. Alright, so again, I'm rocking this knife, going through. My fingers are out of the way right now. I kind of don't need my fingers to be in right there next to the knife. I'm holding the onion with my fingers. And when I get the knife to my fingers, I'm being sure to keep them out of the way so I don't cut myself. And I heard a little trick really just about half an hour ago about how to not cry when you're working with onions. And basically what was told to me was when you're cutting onions, keep your mouth closed and you won't end up crying, which is interesting. I'm pretty sure that when I've cut onions, I've had the tears in my eyes and everything, even though my mouth was closed, because when I'm at work, I cut onions and I'm not really talking. But this person swears that it works, and I guess they saw some study that Alton Brown did, and he had people, like, the people demonstrating this were wearing scuba masks and cutting onions, and they were fine. But as soon as they opened their mouths to breathe or whatever, that's when they started tearing up. So that's kind of interesting. So maybe I'll try that. But I mean, I cut these onions pretty quick and I didn't have any problems. So maybe that's just generally, if you cut them fast enough and get them out of the way, you're not going to cry. But maybe next time I'll try that out. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like it's just one of those weird things, I guess. I don't know. It's like the whole thing about if you don't smell the food, you're not going to taste anything. So if you eat something without smelling, if you're holding your breath, you're not going to taste anything. So maybe it has something to do with that kind of connection. Well, you know what? A lot of people do get emotionally attached to the onions, and it's pretty rough when you gotta cut onions if you're emotionally attached to them. Just don't don't let the onions get to you, I guess, right? So I'm just gonna get these onions peeled and then chop them up. And I'm not gonna use, this is probably enough right here. I'm not gonna go crazy with it. So all I'm gonna do is now, these little cloves of garlic, I'm just gonna cut them across. And just make sure that I'm trying to cut them as evenly as possible. It doesn't make too much of a difference because of what we're doing. So, but I like to keep my knife cuts as uniform as possible. Keeps me from getting lazy with my knife cuts and my knife skills. And it's just one way to have a better presentation when everything's, uniform. So I'm just gonna take the garlic now, set them off to the side, and then we'll get to our proteins, which will be just bacon and our chicken thighs. So it's very, very simple right now. We've got the bulk of our prep is done. Bacon isn't gonna be hard to prep. Our chicken thighs, I might just do a quick chop on those. I'm gonna grab, let's see. Let's do or this is going to be a lot of bacon. Yeah, you know what? I still gotta, I gotta learn the lingo that you guys use because sometimes I don't understand what the hell you guys are talking about. Like somebody said poggers. I don't know what that is. In one of my streams, they were like poggers. Well, I was like, pogs? I remember playing with pogs. I was trying to collect and sell them, but I don't know what that means anymore. Good way to make me feel old. Alright, just dicing these up. And I'm dicing them a little bigger than I expect them to be because uh, they're gonna cook down and then they're gonna shrink, so. Oh, okay, what's a PogChamp? I'm so out of touch. You're out of touch. Alright, take our bacon, set them off to the side, and then we're gonna, I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to clean my knife real quick and then change cutting boards because I just cut some bacon and then I'm gonna cut chicken. Kinda doesn't matter too much because I am cooking these together. So it's not too bad. Actually, let's just do that. Because it's gonna be cooked together and there's not gonna be there will be, technically it's cross contamination, but they're being cooked together and everything will be fine in that case. If I was doing this with two different dishes or whatever, that would be different. And I still wouldn't be cutting like the proteins and then cutting the vegetables on here because that's something I just wouldn't want to do, and because that's a little more cross contamination than I want to deal with. Okay, so cut it real quick. Yeah, I haven't done that many streams here, so I don't know what you can and can't do. Alright. And they just updated the YouTube live stream. I just spilled some of that. No, that's alright. They just updated the YouTube live streams now. I guess the chat will appear in the replays too, unless you turn it off. Eggplants? I guess that's the closest thing we can get here. I'm just cutting these into some dice. And then what I should actually be doing right now though is getting the bacon cooking in the pan and rendering down. So I'm just gonna go and heat up my pan real quick and get that going so that by the time they're good and rendered down, nice and crispy, we can move on to the next step and we're not standing around waiting. Let me just cut this really quickly. Okay. Now with my clean hand, I'm going to turn on the heat to a medium and just drop in our bacon. So now we can get that cooking down. Now we've got our last chicken thigh. We're just going to cut this one up as well, just to finish it up. Oh, this one's got a little bit of fat. Well, generally the thighs do have some fat on them. Kind of skip through that. You want to clean it up a little bit more than I did. That's up to you. Doesn't really matter to me. The bacon is in the pan. I don't know what that means. Are you speaking English? I shouldn't do that. I should have learned my lesson the first time. After the first time. Don't do that. So, we're dicing up our chicken, and after that, we're pretty much done with our prep. So, just gonna cut real quick. Again, this was more of a last minute thing. So, wanted to put something real quick together for you guys. I'm just gonna wash my knife off. Wanted to get something done and at least have something for you guys on the Wednesday schedule. I'm still working with that schedule and trying to keep up with it, but you know, I'm having a little bit of issues with setting some time aside for it, but that's just going to be a case of planning out properly and making sure that I give myself the time needed to stick to the schedule. And doing my normal weekly videos, I think I will be doing more technical videos, more educational type, instead of just cooking a recipe or making a dish, because I think that I've kind of moved away from that idea and need to refocus the channel on that and make it more educational for the people that are coming to the channel to actually learn how to cook. So yeah, that's the idea right now. So really quickly, I am going to take our setup, our cameras, and move them over to the stove so you can see how I'm going to put this all together. So really quickly, watch out, the cat's got the butter. Alright, hopefully that looks alright. I've just got the bacon in here. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to turn on the actual full burner for that. I keep putting it on the lower one. You're reworking your channel? Are you talking about your YouTube or your Twitch? Hey, what's going on? That Dad, how you doing, man? Yeah, usually this would be just a weekly video, but I had some just having a little bit of trouble trying to find the time to do it this week, so I wanted to do a live one just to have something to give you guys something to watch. Man, Ben, you're going all... You really are reworking your whole channel then. Yeah, so that Dad, we're making a jalapeno chicken with bacon stir fry. So all I've done so far, I finished up prepping my ingredients, and now I'm just rendering down this bacon fat, or the bacon, getting the fat out of there, and then we're going to uh, we're gonna get the rendered fat out of there because we're not gonna want a super greasy stir fry, and then we'll be left with really nice crispy bacon, and then I'll add the chicken and the jalapenos, onions, garlic, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of my usual um, oyster sauce and probably some Shaoxing wine. Get those flavors going. Already got the bacon smelling really nice. It's not that hot, which is why the the thing is, so whenever I cook on the stove, I forget the front burner has an inner ring and an outer ring for heating, and I always end up putting it on the inner, heating up the inner ring instead of the outer one. So it's only heating up the very small portion of this pan. But yeah, right now I just turned it up, and now you can see it's starting to do its thing a lot more. And it's not that hot. I had it on medium. Now I've put it all the way up to high. Well, professionally, it's been uh, 12 or so years professionally. I went to culinary school and graduated, and went immediately into the industry. Learned different, different, just different types of cooking in different places. I started. The first job I got was at a assisted living community, so it was a lot of institutional cooking and stuff like that. And you learn really quickly working in that kind of environment how picky people can be. But at the same time, I got what I got from there was the gratitude and appreciation for a really well cooked meal. Um, hey, you know what? I really appreciate you checking out my videos, and um, yeah, I don't think I've done a lot of like more family meal or family style meals, so maybe that's something that I might do just to change it up a little bit. But working at the retirement or the assisted living community showed me that a lot of people, good food will be appreciated, and I really did enjoy that. That was the best thing about that job was when they showed how much they appreciated you cooking a meal for them that they really enjoyed, and it was a big part of their day was that they would look forward to eating. So yeah, it's I loved it there. But then I moved on to a restaurant, casual gourmet. That's what they were calling themselves, a casual gourmet restaurant. Started from the ground up. I learned so much there because I kind of got to see the growing pains that come with opening a restaurant and all the crazy things that happened while I was there. But I got a lot of knowledge. I got a lot of experience. I worked under the sous chef that worked there, Juan Cruz. He was, he was, I think, he was the sous chef for Thomas Keller for a while. I can't remember where, but he spent years under Thomas Keller and learned his craft, and he was amazing. The guy was so great. I was so thankful to be able to learn under him, and I was there for a little while. Started at the pizza station, worked my way up to a lead cook, and then basically I ended up being an untitled sous chef there. and I got a lot of experience there working with the different people, the different dynamics, learning how to manage people and stuff like that. And then I got I was kind of in between jobs for a little bit, working at different little establishments, a pizza joint, bowling alley. Not too glamorous or anything like that, but still you find ways to learn things everywhere you go. I ended up, after that, moving and leaving California, where I was from, moving up to Oregon to be with my lovely wife and get a job at Nordstrom's Cafe, which that was like my first real corporate kitchen experience, and I kind of got the whole corporate structure from that kind of work, and just the systems that they worked within and stuff like that. It was good. It was fun. I still learned a lot. I worked with some great people, and I picked up a couple of skills from the people that I worked with, which I always appreciate. And yeah, it was great there. And then now I'm working currently where I'm at, higher end grocery store, where I'm just doing my thing, taking everything I've learned and applying it to what I do. And I'm streaming, doing my weekly videos here on YouTube. I'm trying to be more educational. I do live streaming 3 times a week on Twitch. Kitchen Confidence is the same name. So yeah, that's where I am right now. And so what is your background in food? How long have you been working in the industry? Yeah, thank you very much. My first real goal for YouTube was getting 100 subs, and I'm creeping up on it right now, so I'm really happy and excited for that. It's taken me a while, but I'm very grateful for every sub that I have and everybody that watches my videos. It means so much to me that people are taking the time out to just watch my stuff and comment and tell me that, hey, that's a really awesome recipe. I'm gonna try it, and I'm so grateful for that. I love hearing that from people. So I got the bacon rendered down pretty good right now. I turned down the heat because our pan's starting to smoke, and I'm going to now grab a bowl so I can pour out this grease, so we don't have that much swimming in our stir fry. So what is your background? That dad? Have you been cooking for long? Just gonna try my best to drain this fat now. Now I'm going to grab a paper towel to wipe my pan, because I don't want to have any flare-ups or anything. Oh, nice. So you develop recipes and stuff like that now? That's awesome that they paid for your schooling. Alright, so I've got our bacon back into the pan, and it's pretty dry right now. Well, much drier than it was before. I'm just going to add pour a little bit of that back into the pan. Just a little bit. Turn down the heat to about a low to medium. Oh, really? That sounds awesome. I've always liked the idea of the different kind of ice cream flavors that you could put together, and then how you gotta work with the flavor, like the intensity of the flavor when it's cold compared to when it's warm, and how you know you gotta the little details that are involved in that kind of stuff. That's awesome, man. I'm really happy for you. That sounds like the perfect kind of life right there. All right, I am now going to add our garlic, and these are going to go pretty quick. I just want to get them cooking and get them fragrant, and then I'm going to add our jalapenos into there as well. Pan is smoking right now. So once I smell our garlic, I'm going to add the jalapenos, and the oils from the jalapenos are going to come out and release, and then they're going to basically flavor the oil, the bacon fat actually, that's in the pan. And then, actually I'm going to throw the chicken in after that. Yeah, see, I've only made ice cream the traditional way, so I've never worked with the nitrogen stuff, and I've seen people do it, not in person, but it's interesting because I've seen like quick service where there's no ice cream on the hand, and they'll kind of do it to order or something similar to that, which is kind of cool because I guess it cuts your costs a little bit, I guess, for refrigeration and stuff. It's smelling good right now. Now the jalapenos are coming through right now too. They're kind of permeating the dish. I'm gonna pour a little bit more of this bacon fat into there. There we go. Alright. The garlic's getting some color, so I'm going to add our chicken. And this is just chicken thighs that I've done, just diced up. Just going to add that in there. It smells so good right now. So good. Let's stir this up. And what I'm going to do is just season it with a little salt and pepper. I like pepper, as you can tell. Alright. Developed the first company to do it, to serve to stadiums, 10,000 bowls in less than 2 hours, and extremely cost effective when you're using thousands of liters of nitrogen a week. Yeah, that sounds like it would be a huge money saver. I mean, I know refrigeration is one of the highest costs in kitchens next to your hoods and your ventilation and stuff like that. Oh, and then your what is it? Your fire safety system. You know what? That's interesting. Now that you mention it, what a crazy idea. Are there any ice cream trucks that do that? Like nitrogen uh, based ice cream or something like that? That would be kind of interesting. You you wouldn't need a refrigeration unit at all, right? I mean, no, I guess you would, but that's that's something to think about right there. Unless somebody's done it already. All right, I'm just gonna add some Shaoxing wine. Give it that little kick there. Oh, okay. Well, just throwing it out there. That's a fleet of ice cream trucks that would do that would be awesome. I think I could have had some more jalapenos in here. Alright, I'm gonna dump in our onions finally. And for the onions, I'm just looking to soften them up. Don't need them to get completely wilted or anything like that. Six trailers in the area, partially owned in Nevada and Utah. Man, it sounds like you guys were a really big operation then. That's that's cool though. I mean, it's not the traditional ice cream, but you know the product ends up being much better, higher quality product. I've not seen that before myself. All right, we still got some chicken that's not cooked all the way yet, but I'm gonna add some oyster sauce to basically finish with the seasoning. Well, I applaud you for your work there. That dad. All right, I've got a little bit of water mixed in with my oyster sauce here just to get the rest of it out. And we're just gonna let that mingle. It smells really great. A lot of bacon, jalapeno. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to sub to you. Kitchen confidence to dad confidence, or I don't know. I don't know what your channel is, but hey, I'll sub to you. I like your style. I like the cut of your jib. Alright, we're just cooking this through. Now I'm gonna give this a taste test. And as usual, I block I block my tasting bowl. Let's see if I can reach it. Where is it? I'll use this one. It's a fancy one. I'll have to check out your videos. Alright, just giving this a little taste. See if it needs anything. Might need a little bit of sugar, I would think. It's got some heat. It's got that heat. It actually doesn't need anything. And I think we're ready. Alright. Awesome. Mobile gaming channel. All right, that's cool. All right, we're gonna cut off the heat now. And now let's see, I'm just going to move some stuff around. Hold on one second. Cat's got the butter. All right, let's see if I can get this. I'm gonna get a good shot of this. So hard to figure this out. Okay. All right. Yeah, you gotta watch out. You don't want the cat to get the butter. All right, so got this little bowl here. I'm actually just gonna take this as is. We're just gonna plate this up. It's got some heat. The heat's starting to kick my throat right now. Got some bacon, some jalapeno, onions, garlic, little Shaoxing wine. What else did I use? Oyster sauce. I think I could have used more jalapenos just to add a little bit more color to this, or cut back on the chicken, but why cut back on chicken when you can just add more jalapeno? Maybe try to get a little bit of color here. All right, that right there is our jalapeno chicken with bacon stir fry. We're just gonna have this with a little bit of rice. We're gonna call that a day. Yeah, I think that if I added some red peppers to it, it would give it a different color on there and make it really pop a little bit. But I am happy with this because this is after work and it's dinner time, and that came out really well. It tastes really nice. So, you know what? I'm done here for right now. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Dad, I'm gonna go subscribe to your channel, and I really appreciate you hanging out with me. Ben, always a pleasure to have you come hang out with me, and I'm gonna try to stick to my schedule a little bit better, kind of work that my week so that I can get to the things that I need to do. Weekly videos, Wednesdays, they should be coming out on Wednesdays. If you want to catch me live streaming, I do most of that on Twitch, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So, yeah, you know what? This was a great stream, I think. I am glad that you guys checked it out. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, and share. And I'll catch you next time, next week, with another cooking video. And I hope this one worked out for you guys. So, as I always say, remember, kitchen confidence starts with you.